Spencer, he's back.
Finally. When did he get in?
About 1 o'clock this morning.
You know where he's been?
No. He wouldn't say where.
Libby, just let him rest for a while. I'm sure he needs it. And when he gets up, try to find out where he's been and what he did. We'll talk later. Don't you ever get tired of eavesdropping, Nora?
Nope, never. What's going on anyway?
You're prying again.
Was it that sick friend of yours again, Spencer?
If you must know, yes. He wandered off again last night. His wife was worried about him.
I've heard of that kind of illness. It comes in a bottle, doesn't it?
Everything's all right now, Nora. He's back.
You know, your friend wasn't the only person missing last night.
Meaning?
Mrs. Whitney didn't come home last night either.
Are you sure of that?
I just went upstairs to see if she might be in a room. The door was open, so I went in. Her bed hasn't been slept in.
So, she didn't come home last night. So what?
She didn't come home from her date, which means she slept in someone else's bed.
Why don't you mind your own damn business, Nora?
My dear Spencer, there's no reason to be hostile. I'm not criticizing your precious Mrs. Whitney. I'm merely commenting on her recreation, that's all.
You're never satisfied until you know everything, are you?
Oh, no, not everything. Just whose bed she's sleeping in. You never know when that information's gonna come in handy.
Why are you so hateful of everyone anyway?
That's unjust, Spencer. I don't hate everyone. Just a well-chosen few.
Someday, Nora.
Yes, Spencer.
Never mind. I've got work to do. I suggest you find something to do as well.
Well, let's just see what this little phone number is.
Hello?
Hello, who's speaking, please?
Well, who do you want it to be?
You must have the wrong number.
Well, a friend of mine, I'm sorry, wrong number.
Nora, where's Mrs. Whitney? Have you seen her this morning?
No, Mrs. Saxon, she didn't come home last night.
Oh.
Would you like some breakfast?
Yes, thank you.
I'll tell Spencer.
Well, my dear, it looks like the mourning period is definitely over.
Hey, fellas, gentlemen. Gentlemen, I give you the Whitney Theater.
Yeah.
And whatever lies beyond. Here as it lays.
I gotta hand it to you, Smiley. Your scheme worked like a well-oiled machine. It was a smashing success.
Oh, you mean there was ever any doubt?
Yes, there was.
You
kidding?
What?
Jinx meeting Raven, and then Mrs. Saxon recognizing Lance Halliday as Johnny.
Not to mention the untimely return of Buffy Revere. Yeah, there was a lot of doubt.
Details, fellas, that's all. You got it. The trick is to grab the moment and turn adversity into advantage.
You're diabolical, you know that?
Thanks.
Can't believe it. Raven Whitney has spent the night in jail.
It's a good thing she was never in jail before. That's right, because she'd know that a police matron has to accompany a woman prisoner at all times.
You sure do know a lot about the personnel and correctional institutions, Smiley.
You're about as likable as an open grave, Jimbo.
Thanks, Smiley.
Yeah. So, the lawyer routine went all right, huh?
Well, of course it went all right. I am a lawyer. Well, why wouldn't she believe me?
She told you everything just like it happened?
Exactly like it happened, every detail. She claims that she's didn't ever intend to kill Jinx Avery, that they were struggling for the gun. Smiley, I felt at that exact minute like saying, you see, that's exactly what Gavin Wiley meant. He never intended on killing Gunther Wagner.
No, that's no good. You can't. I'm glad you didn't do that. You can't do that. It's too soon. Too soon. We got too far to go.
What do you mean? Too far to go? Hey, look, Smiley, when I was in that jail cell last night, she was scared half to death. I mean, this may be a joke to us, but that fear last night was real. I started to feel sorry for her, really. I did. I think this has gone far enough. I think we ought to tell her right now this is all a hoax.
Yeah, Smiley, I was going to talk to you later today about it. I want this whole thing stopped.
What is with you people? Are you nuts? What's the matter? You're wrong and you're wrong. We're within arm's reach of it being successful. Well, we can't give up. We gotta wait until we're holding it. What's the matter with you? Hey. And besides, I want to get to play that judge. It's not too often an opportunity like that comes along,
You want to get to play a judge last night. Or even told me that she wants to discuss her predicament with her friend Mike Carr. Smiley, he is the district attorney.
Tell her you did.
No. She doesn't want me to discuss it with him. She wants to talk to him personally. She's very adamant about that.
Just tell her to forget it.
She will not forget it.
Just tell her we'll arrange a meeting between her and Mike Carr.
Wendy. Nancy, I don't have much in the way of biographical information about Eddie Lorimer. His age uncertain, not much about his childhood except that he was born in Cleveland. He married fairly young. His wife died, never remarried, but has lived with a succession of high-living lady friends since. His current favorite is Poppy Johnson, real name Irma Chubb.
Chubb.
C-H-U-B-B. Lorimer's activities in New York, selling guns to both the domestic and overseas markets, all transactions illegal, and all under the protection of an organization, big shot named Constantine.
What about his record?
2 prison terms, both less than a year. He left New York after the vehicular homicide of his business associate. Constantine arranged his trip to Monticello that time, where he was arrested by Damian Tyler for the New York murder, but the indictment was dropped. Apparently, Lorimer has reappeared in Monticello again, now running the salvage company formerly controlled by Lucky Mitchell, underworld boss. Mr. Mitchell, by the way, as you know, is now deceased.
Not of natural causes.
Apparently, Lorimer has inherited Mitchell's mantle of power, but nobody can understand why.
Well, why don't I ask him?
What?
Why not, honey? All he can do is say no comment.
Nancy, if I were you, I'd be very careful about what you ask Mr. Lorimer.
Honey.
I mean it. Now, I'm surprised you even got the interview. Guys like that are very shy with reporters. They grow a lot better in the dark, like fungus.
Darling, who knows why he granted me the interview? It's going to be interesting, to say the least. And you have been very helpful. Thanks, sweetheart. Oh, thanks for the coffee.
Yeah, bye. Nancy?
At least it explains this picture. He was outside the Whitney Theater that day. Who is it?
It's Jim, Val.
Hi, Jim. Here. Hey, go on in.
I was hoping I'd catch you before work.
Well, any special reason?
I was just feeling kind of depressed and lonely this morning, so I thought I'd come over and see you.
Oh, I have to go to the studio. Some models are waiting for me, but if you want to stay, I'll get ready and we can go together.
Okay.
Tell me, what's bothering you?
Well, I've just been thinking about what's happened to me in Monticello and what happened between us. And, Val, I've never gotten myself so involved with the fabric and lies in my life. I hate it. It's kind of like what Mark Twain said. If you don't tell any lies, you don't have to remember anything. I feel so bad about what's happened between us. I feel like this charade has totally separated us.
Hey, come on.
thought we were going to try to start all over again. It should have stopped bothering you by now.
It should have, but it didn't. It bothers me a lot. I needed somebody to talk to. Can I talk to you?
Sure. You want some tea?
Yeah.
Morning, Larry. Any coffee?
No.
Oh, damn.
You slept well, didn't you?
Yes. I did. I was very tired.
No wonder after your late night revels. I hope you had a good time at least.
I wouldn't say that, no.
Skylar, where did you go? Can't you see it was really wrong of you to just disappear like that? Can't you understand how worried I was? You might have been ill again.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I went to see Valerie Bryson.
Oh. So you ignored everything Spencer and I warned you about. You went against our advice and let yourself be known to that girl. Now everything might explode before we're ready to prove who you are. What on earth were you thinking of?
Now, Libby, Valerie is not going to say anything about having seen me. She's not vindictive. She's the only person who can identify me as Skylar Whitney.
What makes you think she'll help you?
Now, she's not likely to forget the fact that I proposed marriage to her.
You actually proposed to that child.
Well, yes, I did, but I knew that she wouldn't accept, and that she would be flattered. I'm ashamed to say that it really was just an exercise in ego. After seeing her last night, though, I've begun to wonder if perhaps it wouldn't have been such a bad thing after all if she had said yes.
You don't need her help. You have Spencer and me.
The moment I need all the help I can get.
Why have you stopped trusting us, Sky? Why have you decided to make these decisions all by yourself?
You know very well why, Libby. Too many years have passed. And I'm tired of waiting around for what belongs to me, and I'm gonna go take a shower.
You could mess up everything we've done for you. You know how hard we've worked on your behalf.
Don't worry, Libby. I'll still show my gratitude in time, and in a very tangible fashion. Excuse me.
You can never repay all we've done for you, Skylar.
I want to make a phone call, Spencer, but I'll need the Monticello directory.
Oh, the book's right here. Let me check it.
A friend of Mrs. Whitney's named Halliday, Lance Halliday.
Lance Halliday? No, there's no one here by that name.
Then the number must be unlisted.
Well, let me check with the operator. Maybe she can
No, no, that's quite all right, Nora. Thank you just the same. That will be all.
Listen to me, you donkey. I run a legitimate business. You understand that? I don't play silly games. When I tell you the check is in the mail, the check is in the mail. What do you take me for, some kind of a deadbeat? Well, I'll tell you what. You send me another letter like this, I'm gonna come down here. I'm gonna make you eat that typewriter, key by key, A to Z. You understand me? You piece of garbage.
Mr. Lorimer, this is Nancy Carr.
Oh, Mrs. Carr, what a surprise.
Hello.
Have a seat. Make yourself comfortable.
Thank you. You want some coffee, honey?
Poppy, we don't call ladies, honey, okay?
You call me honey?
I'd love some coffee, thank you.
How do you like it?
Oh, just black, thank you.
Yuck! How can you drink it that way?
Poppy, do me a favor. Just get the coffee, huh? Okay? Go ahead.
Okay.
So, here we are, finally, huh?
Yes, and, frankly, I'm rather curious as to why you wanted this interview.
Well, you know, I like to keep in good touch with the press, you know, good public relations, that kind of thing.
Yes, I know you have had some bad press in the past. Last time you were in Monticello.
Well, that's all right. I really like this little town. In fact, that's one of the reasons I set up my business here.
I see. You've never been in the rubbish
No,
business?
that's salvage business.
A salvage business before, have you?
No, this is my first time. You know something? I think I'm really going to like it, too.
Oh, you are. Well, is that why you wanted to see me, to promote your business interests? Or?
Well, not really, Mrs. Scott. Listen, can I call you Nancy? Why don't you call me Eddie? And
All right.
I'm not that dumb now. I understand your newspaper doesn't really give two hoots about my little company here. You know what I mean?
Well, Mr. Lorimer, you are what we call good copy. I'm sure you realize that.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I figured you'd come down when I called you. You see, what I really want out of this little sit-down meeting of ours is, I want you to give me a little helping hand.
Now, what do you mean?
Well, I want your help in correcting some wrong impressions people may have about me and about my
Here
business.
you go, honey. Oops, sorry. Here you go, lady. 1 black coffee. Want me to take some notes, baby cheeks? Oh, sorry. I mean, Mr. Lorimer.
Listen, Poppy, do me a favor. Take a 3-hour lunch, go shopping, see if you can find the rest of that dress, okay? Go ahead. Nice kid, huh?
Yeah. I imagine, though, that you're concerned because of the fact that you had been arrested here in Monticello several months ago.
Well, concerned is the right word, I guess you might say. It's what we call in my business bum rap.
Yes, but you weren't indicted for the crime, so doesn't that say enough for exoneration?
No, you see, the charges were dropped in New York, but I can't help but think that there's some people in Monticello who might still think that I'm guilty of something or another. I mean, who knows?
Yes, it isn't easy to tell people how to think.
Are you kidding? Come on, newspapers do it all the time. TV does it all the time, too. Now, you do both, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Look, I want to start with a clean slate. I want to run a legitimate business here. And I want to make a contribution to the community. I want everybody to think well of both me and my business. You
That's
understand?
very commendable of you.
Now, if I can start clean, then I would do my good citizen act and my good neighbor act and everything else. And all I want is I want everybody to get off my back. Now, what I want you to do is to tell your husband that.
My husband? My husband, the district attorney.
You're a smart lady, honey.
Yes, Wendy? A reporter? From where? Well, that's funny. I don't have anything on my appointment calendar. Well, I've got a few minutes to spare. Why don't you bring him in?
Thanks, thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Carr. My name is Phil Barnes. I'm with the Monticello Star. I'm doing a series of articles based on white-collar crime. And personally...
Well, Mr. Barnes, excuse me, but I hope you'll understand if I can't give you too much time.
No. Hey, I know you're a busy man, but I would like to have just a couple of comments from you. I'll put on this tape recorder, if you don't mind. Just take a second or two. Hey, what a great-looking tie that is. I seem to feel that...